Hi, welcome back to another Workbench tutorial. In another video, we learned how to create a production script. And now, we'll demonstrate how you can save valuable time by using a production script to automate the emailing of a DivePort page. Here's a list of hints from our education department to guide us brick by brick.
In this demonstration, you'll learn how to use a production script to automate the emailing of a DivePort page to one or more users. The production script element that lets you perform these tasks is called the Print DivePort Page process node. The Print DivePort Page process node saves a DivePort page as a PDF or PNG file and lets you define a mailing list to which to send the file. Note that this demonstration assumes that DivePort is installed on your DiveLine server and that an administrator has designed and set up the DivePort portal that includes the page you want to save as a file. Before you can use the Print DivePort Page process node to save a DivePort page as a file, you need to make sure that Workbench, and therefore the production tool and the Print DivePort Page process node, has access to two pieces of software, the executable programs WK HTML to PDF and WK HTML to image. These programs convert the information in the DivePort page into PDF and image form. In a standard DI software installation, the executable programs are located in the Web Apps folder. You give Workbench access to these executable files on the Advanced tab under Server Settings. After you've configured Workbench to have access to the necessary executable software, you can use the Print DivePort Page process node in a production script. Let's say you're a wine and spirits distributor and you have a DivePort dashboard that summarizes important information for your company's executives. Most of your executives view this information using the DivePort portal, but some prefer to view the information in an email. We'll create a production script that sends a PDF version of the dashboard page to the executives who prefer to receive information in an email. Here's a production script as it looks when we first create it. It contains only the Start node. We'll add the Print DivePort Page process node and name it Executive Dashboard. Next, we'll configure the node. The DiveLine port setting specifies the port number used for the DivePort site that includes the page we want to send to people. We'll leave it set to the default setting. Next, we'll enter the name of the DiveLine server on which the DivePort site resides. Now we'll enter the name of a DiveLine user who has the credentials to log on to the DivePort site. The production script uses this person's credentials to access the site, and therefore the page on the site. We want our script to save the DivePort page in a PDF file, so we'll leave document type set to the default. Next, we'll select an email template we created earlier using the Mailing Lists tab under Project Settings. The template, which we've named Executive Dashboard, includes a section that points to a mailing list containing the addresses of the intended PDF file recipients and a body section that specifies the message that will appear in the body of the email. Now we'll identify the DivePort page we want to save as a file by entering the URL for the page. We'll also specify a name for the PDF file attachment. This file will be attached to the email generated from the template we selected earlier. And finally, as a best practice, we'll enter a note in the comments field to help remind ourselves and our coworkers of the original intent of the node. We'll finish the script by adding an end control node after the print DivePort page process node. So that's how you automate the emailing of a DivePort page. You add the print DivePort page process node to your production script. Specify the port number, server name, and login credentials for the DivePort site that contains the DivePort page you want to save. Specify the document type you want to create, PDF or PNG. Select the email template you want to use to generate your email. Specify the URL of the DivePort page you're saving as a file, and specify a name for the file attachment.
Thanks Alyssa, it's good to know all the pieces fit. If this video was helpful, let us know in the comments and by giving us a thumbs up. We have a ton of different tutorials on Workbench and other topics like ProDiver and Measure Factory. Check them out on our channel. Have a good one, see you next time.